Hello and welcome. My name is Jordan Briggs and I'm a holistic health coach. I'm fortunate enough to be able to help people heal via their mind, emotions, and the gut. Now, if you're lucky enough to have landed in this space or this video and to have found this, all right, you're probably taking some proactive measures, all right, to bettering your health. And you've been on a journey. So I just want to congratulate you, all right, for taking those steps, because taking those steps, all right, can sometimes be some of the most daunting things, but also when we start to expand outside of the current model, all right, that we have been indoctrinated into. And so a lot of us feel like either the health conditions and the underlying dysfunctions and ailments that we're dealing with are either just in our head, okay, or we are told that, oh yeah, you're just going to have to take this pill, or it's just something that you're just going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. I'm here to tell you that's totally wrong, and that you've landed in this space, all right, to be able, all right, this has happened for a reason, to be able to challenge the pre-existing belief systems that you have and to expand your mind into a place where you have the ability to set yourself free of the suffering that's maybe been created through challenges in your life or through the suffering of your health issues and why you've landed in this space, all right, to begin with. So, we are here, all right, to discuss how I can help and how I've also been fortunate enough to be able to help many other lives, all right, to get to the bottom of their health issues, to get to the roots of where all of it starts, and to help people that have been diagnosed with chronic health issues to then get into a position of becoming asymptomatic where the health issue doesn't exist anymore. So I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so incredibly excited. And I just can't wait to show you through, all right, what it means to be able to work with me. So let's go through. So the first thing that a lot of you have been kind of caught in is the cycle of trial and error. And the cycle of trial and error is when you go to doctor after doctor, physician after physician, maybe naturopath after naturopath, or whatever it may be, all right, to either be told that it's either in your head or here's a pill to deal with it, or here's a diet, and you're just not getting anywhere. And the reason why a lot of you don't get anywhere is because you're chasing symptoms and you're not actually getting to where the cause of that symptom is coming from. And so if you're trying to go downstream and you're trying to stop the stream from happening in the first place, but you're going to the bottom of it, you're not going to the source, all right, you're just going to be literally pissing in the wind, right? Okay, you're not going to get anywhere. And you're going to drown, all right, in further suffering and more frustration. Okay, and so this is where a lot of you are at. And some of you are actually in that place of apathy where it's just like, I don't know what else to do, man. And I just don't know what's going to help this. Some of you are a little bit more earlier on in your journeys, okay, and you're just like I just want to get some answers. Like I just literally don't know how to address this problem. And so if you're dealing with brain fog, bloating, digestive issues, okay, maybe headaches, maybe low energy, maybe hormonal imbalances, okay, or maybe more chronic issues like autoimmune conditions or certain diseases and dysfunctions, okay, there is so much we can do to address these problems, okay? And so, we'll talk a little bit into some of these root causes and where it can start. But what I want you to understand, all right, is that you're not stuck with these conditions. And if you are caught in that cycle of trial and error and you're trying all the different things, all right, it's possible that you just haven't found the thing that works or what's going to work for you, but also you're not going deep enough or holistic enough, all right? And so the level of holisticness that we go into here, all right, is mind-blowing. All right, we look at the energetics in things. We look at the person behind the symptoms, right? Because the person tends to be who creates these health issues in the first place. Okay, and so through our habits and behaviors and through the energy and the way we feel within ourselves, which can be, when we do have these habits and behaviors and patterns that don't serve us, it's usually trauma-driven, all right, to help us cope and survive, all right? And then we have these things that then start to damage our health. Maybe we're conditioned into a way of living that doesn't serve us. And this could be that we're brought up with poor diets and a poor way of living and all that sort of stuff as well. And then we've just carried that on. Okay, but a lot of it does come back, all right, to trauma and our way of self-soothing through a lot of these things. And so we go deep into that. Then what we do is then we start to go into dealing with, all right, the dysfunctions in the body. And a lot of us have toxic bodies. We have literal toxic bodies that are chronically inflamed and are supporting a chronically inflamed body, but also a body that drives oxidative stress, where the cells and our body literally starts to age and break down, all right, and become very catabolic. And so what we have to do is we have to go, okay, well, what is all that linked to? Well, we've got things like bacterial overgrowth in the gut, we've got leaky gut, we've got parasites, heavy metals, mold, all these different things that can make a toxic body, on top of obviously our poor diets and the chemicals we're exposed to. The list really does go on. And so we go deep into all that as well. So energetically and physiologically and biochemically, all right, is where we create the healing. And we go deep, right, into the individual and exactly what's going on for them. All right, through testing, through deep symptom analysis, through health history analysis, and getting to know the person as well. All right, and that's how we transform them. And we do this through both of our programs, which we're going to go over today. So, I've been fortunate enough to help hundreds of people heal via the mind, emotions, and the gut. And as I said, many have become asymptomatic from chronic and acute health issues. And it's because we've gone after those underlying dysfunctions and those underlying states of being, all right, that doesn't serve the individual, all right, and we've transformed the individual, all right, via going after those things. So, these have been people that have ranged from, women who have had endometriosis and PCOS, chronic PMS symptoms, and they've been told they won't be able to have kids, all these things, and then now they've got families, children, they're asymptomatic, and they're living a very healthy life. And then we know people ranging that I've had clients with dementia, and then they get so many more better days with their family. And then we get people with like SIBO and chronic gut health issues, and they can't eat a single thing, and they're just getting set off from all these foods. All right, and then we literally repair the gut, we do all the inner work that's needed, okay, and then all of a sudden they can eat a wide variety of diet again, and they don't have to be so worried about making sure there's a toilet close by, or or whatever it may be. Okay, and then the list of symptoms that can stream off those problems, and that can be skin issues and women or men who don't have confidence in their own body anymore, when they are going out or socializing, and they literally have social anxiety all the time. Or maybe they've even got unexplained anxiety and chronic anxiety and depression, okay, and they're literally isolating themselves, all right, because they're in this suffering. I've had a lot of people come through my programs where they literally feel like a new person, and they feel like they've got their life back. Being able to actually go out and connect with others, being able to then actually get a relationship, to be able to even have the resilience in a relationship. I mean, there may be many of you here that are struggling with resilience in your relationships, in your work, lots of things, because you're literally suffering. And I'm here to say, all right, that you're not crazy and it's not in your head. Like the many doctors that have probably said that to you, that your blood work and everything looks all good. Okay? So there is things, all right, to really look at here. All right, and I want to come back to that blood work thing, because what you want to understand, all right, is that society is sick. All right, 66% of the population is overweight or obese. And then we also have, another 20 or 30% probably eating out, living very stressful lives, maybe partying on the weekends and drinking, whatever it may be. They're just not living optimally healthy. So how can we be correlating when the ranges are based off society norm that doctors are going off? Okay, how can we say that when you come in, all right, you're normal? Well, of course you can, because you're fitting in with the society norm. All right, that the society is sick. So when you come in and you're sick, all right, when they say you're all good, they're just saying that, yeah, you're sick with the rest of the other people, but you're not sick enough yet for us to intervene. And that's when you've probably, when they intervene, it's like cancer, it's like heart disease, it's, the serious stuff, right? Diabetes, dementia, the big four. So it's like, it's realizing that, when you get told that it's all in your head, all right, it just means they don't know how to solve your problems. And that's where I come in. Okay? So, and, I'd also even argue as well that even with people with chronic health issues, all right, disease care and symptom care, yes, that may need to come into the equation, but we still need to go after the root cause. And that's where I come in. So, I've also been really fortunate enough to work with a lot of people with addiction and help them overcome that, because addiction is due to inner child, all right, attachment issues. And we then use our way of coping and self-soothing and attaching to external things to try and match that love and connection that was lost in our childhood or not given. And so we go after that, all right, through self-soothing mechanisms outside of us. And it's going after that dopamine kick, which replaces the oxytocin connection. So been really fortunate enough to work with that as well. And many of you will definitely have little addictions and things that don't serve you, all right? Whether it's you go to the cupboard in the pantry at night, you're just like literally drowning yourself with food, or whether it's, a nightcap of wine each night, or whether it's chocolate, or whether it's even some, drugs or alcohol. Yeah, that goes deeper. Okay, working addictions, all these things that help us feel that validation, that connection, all those things. However, it impacts our body, it impacts our health, it impacts our relationships, and it plays a role in the manifestation of our health issues. So we go after those things as well in the coaching. Very, very important. All right. So, and some of you might not be so like such serious that you just might be landing here and you're like, I just want to better my health. I just want to optimize. All right, and we can help you with that too, because this is almost like there's a big element of what we do here. All right, and what I practice in with you guys, all right, is expanding your mind out of the conditioning, all right, that's been created through your school life, through your family life, through the advertisements that you see on TV, all the things that flood your mind, all right, into thinking that so much of the stuff that we consume today is okay for our body. It's not. All right, we are so disconnected from nature, all right, and that is what's driving us to be sick. So when we talk about, all right, all the things on our shelves that we consume, just because it's on our shelf, it's going to be okay. No. All right, we have to question everything. And this is what I'm here to help you understand, and more, is to expand your mind, all right, into lengths and places that you've never been before, and it'll feel like a new world. So some of you it might not, because you've been on a bit of a journey before, and you just need to go that little bit deeper. Okay, but for a lot of you, it will feel like a new world. But it's exciting, and you're gonna feel, all right, unbelievable. All right, you will feel like you feel this life force that you've never felt before. Okay, and so this is what we're going to do. So let's keep moving through. So I want to share some client successes. So Rachel was a client of mine, and she, she was dealing with a lot of digestive issues, a lot of gut issues. She'd seen a lot of different physicians and specialists and naturopaths, not really getting the answers or getting anywhere. And so what we found with Rach was that she had SIBO, and she had more of a methane-based SIBO, which then we know is what we call small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And so this was linking into a lot of her symptoms that she was experiencing, such as digestive complaints and bloating and even energy issues and a list of other things. But yeah, with Rach, like, not only did we address that dysfunction and then she started to feel amazing, but the thing that really, really drove SIBO in the first place was that is, where I really helped her understand was there was a lot of shadow work that she needed to do. And the shadow work is where we talk about the parts of you, all right, that you either shame, repress, and hide, all right, and then you form this other part of self that helps you cope, all right, and try and, I guess, move you further away from the pain and the suffering that you're pushing down, all right, to help you, all right, sort of become, something else, or to help you, to self-soothe or to move through adversity. But actually, these patterns that are associated to these shadows don't serve us. And so when we speak into this, all right, for Rach, it was like overworking, being overcommitted, okay, and she had just this like really full-on lifestyle, all right, that wasn't serving her. And so, but she did that to try and make her like to try and help herself feel more achieved, to improve her self-esteem, okay, and her self-worth. And that was really about the reasons as to why she was, trying to accumulate more, and she had this strong desire for more all the time to deal with the void. And so for as long as she was living in that lifestyle or that way of being, she was supporting her health issues. So I could give her a protocol, but it's not going to get anywhere, all right, because she's got her whole life set up around all these poor behaviors and habits to try and make herself feel more and good enough. And so things aren't going to shift unless we address the person behind the symptoms. And that's a big emphasis of what we do in the coaching here. All right, so it's Rach. The next one's Holly. And Holly, it was such a great experience working with Holly, because she, I really feel for Holly. She was basically living like this, call it like a death sentence, right, with endometriosis, where she was told that she wouldn't be able to have kids and all these things. It was really horrible. And she'd been through a really, really, emotional journey. And yes, there was a lot of childhood trauma stuff that we worked through with Hole, but then also, a lot of gut work and candida overgrowth and different things. And that was all contributing, all right, to the manifestation of the endometriosis. Because endometriosis is a combination of chronic inflammation, estrogen dominance, and then there is definitely energetic aspect with trauma that come into it. And so we went through that journey with Hole, and we really expanded her mind outside of the conditioning of what she was told through saying that she shouldn't have kids and all these things. And we rebuilt this self-belief into her. And through the journey, all right, like she came to me, she was having chronic pain. She'd have really low moods through PMS and her cycle. She wasn't in a good way. And we just did a lot of emphasizing a lot of the basics in diet and lifestyle, but then also working on the trauma aspects as well. And we brought that all together, and Holly became asymptomatic. It was unbelievable. And we did this within 12 months. Not a whole lot of time in the work. All right, to literally address a chronic health issue and a diagnosed condition. So, this was a really heart-wrenching story, but just so proud of Hole and the work and the life she's now leading, and the possibility of a family and stuff in her future. So this is all done by healing through the mind, emotions, and the gut. That's what we do. There is there is a couple of ways of working with me. That's what we're going to talk about now. So the two ways of working with me is the mastermind program, the one-to-one mentoring. So the one-to-one mentoring, all right, is a more intimate way of working with me. All right, this is when you have a lot more access to me one-to-one. And so the program's set up as 4 weekly one-to-one sessions. Okay, and then it goes to fortnightly for the remainder of the 12-week commitment. All right, initial 12-week commitment. And usually these journeys can sometimes go longer than 12 weeks. Often they do. Usually the average time I work with an individual is between 6 and 12 months. When we are overcoming and transforming a health condition or problem, or even a part of yourself, right, that you're wanting to transform. So anyway, all right, that's the call structure, and then you get access to the group calls as well. Okay, and you're also in the one-to-one. Basically, get access to me via WhatsApp, and you can ask questions and gain coaching through there. And then you get access to the community group. There's a bunch of resources and different things in there. And something I've just recently, and a community to ask questions and get support, but also the new thing that I've brought in, all right, is the education portal. And the education portal is literally 2 years of masterclasses and workshops that I've uploaded as a course, content, a curriculum for you to go through, all right, to help you gain the education and the knowledge, all right, to expanding your conscious awareness when it comes to holistic health, and also to get the tools, all right, to basically go, all right, deep into addressing your health issues. And so we have the pillars to health that we go into. And so the pillars of health that we go into is diet, hydration, breathing, sleep, gut health, emotional and nervous system regulation and awareness, movement, connection to others and tribe, relationship to self, purpose, and supplements. Okay, and that's the pillars to health that we go through in the education. So that's included in the one-to-one. It's also included in the mastermind. But yeah, let's talk into the mastermind now. So the mastermind, all right, is set up, all right, in a way for you to go deep, all right, into addressing your health issues as well. Okay, and so you'll get a protocol in the mastermind, same as the one-to-one, and you start with a 2-hour session, all right, to go deep into unpacking and connecting all the dots and also going through your protocol, which you also do in the one-to-one too. And then from there, all right, then you get access to me via the group calls, and that's where you come and bring your questions. And in that space, it's an opportunity, all right, to not only learn, because I'll bring content and different things, because there are different calls, but it's an opportunity for you to learn not only from what I'm coaching you on, but also from others as well, because often what others are going through, you'll be going through too. And you'll get equally as much coaching, all right, via just listening into other people's experiences and what they're being coached on, to then relate it back to yourself, and then for you to then obviously then bring your own stuff. Like, you're going to get an extremely high value an amount of coaching and resource and tools and understanding to help you expand, all right, your life, transform your life, but also to address your health issues and get what you need to move forward. Okay, so the mastermind is set up like that, and you get an average of two calls a week. There is a fortnightly Thursday call that is set up for like purpose and vision and mission. So the calls are called, we've got empowerment on Mondays that rotates fortnightly with optimizer. Okay, and that's empowerment goes into mindset, the emotional work, subconscious and psyche, like understanding your mind. And then we talk about obviously the emotional energetic work there too. The optimizer call is more about protocol and going deep into the holistic elements of health outside of mind and emotions. And then, all right, what we do in the on the Wednesday night, okay, so they're Monday nights. Wednesday night is men's work and women's circle. So men's work is about developing more superior men and the divine masculine traits. And then women's circle is more about going into the divine feminine energy, where you learn to be and be present with your emotions and feel things and have a space held to go into your emotions, and also to talk into hormones and understanding the female cycle a lot more. We do that in men's work as well. We go deep into testosterone. So optimization, which is very important, because we know the hormonal systems are very, very either out of balance in today's age, or for men, low testosterone is literally an epidemic. Most men have low testosterone. So we're going into all these things to help empower you, right, and get the most out of whatever polarity, all right, or energetic part of you, masculine or feminine, that needs to be more developed, okay, to help support your health. Because the yin and the yang, all right, masculine, feminine, is very important to have in balance within an individual, all right. But most men are becoming more feminized, and most women are becoming more masculinized, and that's what we have to look at as a bigger driver to our health issues. So Wednesday nights for that, and that rotates fortnightly between men's and women's circle. And then on the Thursdays, Elevate every fortnight, and that's about vision, mission, purpose, okay, business, all that sort of thing. And that's a way for you to really work on that one of the big pillars, which is purpose and your relationship to self, okay? So they're the cool structures for the mastermind. Then you get access, all right, to a Red 20s call if you ever need it, which is a more one-to-one 20-minute call to see, just to go deeper into more personal matters if you're needing it, all right, more private and personal matters, all right. You'll ask questions through the community group, and you'll lean in there, okay, and then what you'll do as well is you'll have access to the education portal as well. Updates to protocols and programs, nutrition guides are included in both programs, all right. You'll get everything you need to help you move forward. Now, one of the frequent questions that I get as well is, do I get access to the group calls when you're in the one-to-one? Yes, you do. All right, so this is all the other things that are included, okay, that you'll get in both programs. And yes, exercise is obviously another big pillar as well. So you will get access to training programming that's individualized to your needs as well. So the healing journey can be a bit of it's non-linear, right? All right. It'll feel like a roller coaster. And so, a lot of the time, a lot of the time we can sometimes get some little quick fix answers at the start of a journey. Sometimes we'll get on the right path, but then we'll have these little hurdles that come up along the way. Okay. And so a lot of you might be here at this number 1 position. Okay. All right. Where you experience similar struggles to them prior to starting your journey. So you will have all these kind of different challenges that you're dealing with. All right. And then you find a temporary solution. Life's all good. All right. Experience a bit of a challenge along the way. It pulls you off path. And this is where a lot of you may lean out and you stop. But a lot of the time we have to keep moving forward and to break through that. And that's why I'm here as a coach, all right, to help you understand that it's not a linear journey. And I'm here to support you through these challenges, because a lot of the time, all right, we need someone in our corner, all right, to help us see the things that we're not seeing. And that's where I think a lot of people get stuck. And also sometimes as well, the first 12 weeks of a journey is all about expanding our awareness and like gathering more like learning and things like that. But the next step is integration. And then the third step is then embodiment, where the transformation happens. And that usually happens well after the 12-week mark. After we've got the awareness, we start to integrate. But that integration phase can feel like a bit of a push and pull between your old self kind of like going, oh, no, I don't want to like move into those new realms. And also too, not maybe seeing results at times, maybe getting some symptoms and flare-ups, different things. All right, but to realize that, hold on, if we really reflect, we've actually come a long way, and we just got to keep moving forward. And that consistency in the work over time, you might get one bad day a week at the start, all right, with the symptoms flare up, whatever, but then it might go to then fortnightly after, 3 or 4 months. Then it might go to monthly a little bit more after that. And then all of a sudden you reflect, shit, like I'm actually getting way more better days. And so that's really what this journey is about. But often, sometimes when you still getting those bad days at the start, you're like, oh, fuck, what's the point? And you go back into old habits and behaviors. And this is what happens with a lot of people in the healing journey. So I'm here as a coach to help move you through that and to also discover and understand how this journey works, because I've been there. That's why I'm here, to help you guys. I had horrific health issues, absolute horrific health issues, to the point where I was bedridden, had chronic migraines. I had extremely bad IBS symptoms. I was reacting to everything, extreme brain fog, couldn't think straight, and I was chronically depressed and chronically anxious and paranoid. I had voices in my head when I was trying to sleep. I was a freaking mess, okay? I was not in a good way. And so, for me, all right, it took me 3 years, because I was in a really chronic state, a really bad way, to the point where I was on the verge of autoimmune conditions and all sorts of stuff. And so, and possibly did have a form of autoimmune condition. I probably get diagnosed, and it's healed. So, so what I'm trying to get at is, like, I've really walked the path, all right, and I've really embodied, all right, this work, all right. It isn't just something that I've gone and learned out of a textbook. Like, I've tried all the things, and I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on addressing my health, and even investing as well, hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in my learning, all right, to get me to this point, all right, where I can help you guys. And so, I can really help you understand this journey, but also exactly what you need as well to help you overcome and to fast track things, all right? Because there's a lot of things that I tried and did, all right, that was all part of the learning experience, but there's a lot of things I did that didn't work, all right? And, I'm here to show you the way. Come back. So, this whole journey is an investment opportunity into yourself, all right? Because the thing is with this journey is it's not just about you just fixing your health issues or whatever. Like, when you do this work, it's a life transformation. Okay, I take people through life transformative work, right? It's not a like, oh, here's a diet, here's a bunch of supplements, and you feel no, like this is the real work, because a lot of the time that stuff doesn't work. All right, there's so much more that needs to be done, and through that, all right, you're going to face parts of yourself that don't serve you, and this is going to help you break through and become your highest self version of self. And what that brings is not only better health. Health is like the foundation, right? But then it brings in parts of you that you never thought that was ever even there. Okay? And then all of a sudden, not only do you help yourself through this journey, but now you can start to help others. And you start becoming a leader. And you come from this place of inspiration for others. And this is the power of this work. I've had many people come through my programs and now they're impacting hundreds of other people. Or maybe they just even impact a few. But you know what? That's why I'm here. Because I absolutely love, all right, when I can impact one person, they can impact a bunch of others. But you get to be a part of that. All right? So this is a really exciting opportunity for you, all right, if you're really wanting to lean into this. And I'm here to guide you in a way that it won't be actually so overwhelming, even if it is feeling that way. Because when you do think, oh, like, fuck, fear of the unknown, like, who am I, like, outside of all this, all right, sometimes that can make us close down, but we have to realize that there's just a better version of self that awaits that's exciting to move towards, because all areas of your life are going to transform for the better. Your relationships, your work life, all right, you're going to align yourself with something of higher purpose, something that is of greater than yourself. Like this work that I'm doing with you guys, this isn't about me. This is about the impact this has for others and the way it can free their mind of the suffering and the indoctrination and also the symptoms and the disease and dysfunction that they have within their body that's making them sick and unwell. And to get the best out of an individual so then they can do that for others. And then we have this world that is connected, all right, that's experiencing the fruits of life, all right, the beautiful polarities of a relationship, all those things, all right, that is what it means to be a human. And you get to be a part of that, all right, when you step into this world. So, very exciting. Now, this is just going over what's included, all right, in the Mastermind program. Just once again, you can have a quick skim over that. The EJ Health and Performance Community Group, that's our public group. Everyone gets to be a part of that. Okay, but what was meant to be put in there is the private group, and that's a lot more direct coaching, more tools, more resources, more access as well to further support. All right, so just clarifying that. Cool. All right, that's all inclusive there. The one-to-one mentoring, all right, it just goes deep into what's included there. Cool. Now, a couple more testimonials. We've got Ebony here. So Ebony literally came to me. All right, she's seen, once again, doctor after doctor, specialist after specialist, naturopath after naturopath, wasn't getting anywhere. She had chronic fatigue. She was extremely burnt out. She had insomnia and really bad PCOS. And yeah, she was not in a good way. Lots of pain, very low energy. And she was a coach, and she couldn't make an impact with her clients because she just couldn't show up in the way she wanted to show up. And so this is really robbing her and also others. Because this is what I want you to really connect to is this work isn't just about now. It's about the future. Like, you want to be future paced. Like, if you are dealing with these health issues now, all these challenges, what could they eventuate into more down the track? And how much would you pay or invest, or time and energy would you invest, and how much are you willing to actually let go of to actually transform and to have a whole different timeline for your future? Because the path and the timeline you may be seeing now may be looking a little bit grim, okay? But if you can realize your potential, all right, that's what you can see. And this is what happened for Ebony. Her path was looking a little bit pessimistic, okay? And that's why she came to me. She's like, Jordan, I really need your help. And we went deep, trauma work. She was also doing a lot of that by herself as well at the time, because that's her space that she works in. And then we did a lot of work with her gut and her hormones. And we got her to a point where now she sleeps 7 to 8 hours a night, rested, okay, and good quality sleep. And she's got her energy's back. She's training in the gym, okay. She's crushing it in her business, and she doesn't have the PCOS symptoms, no pain anymore, okay. There's this complete transformation, completely asymptomatic. So this goes to show, all right, that this work is powerful, all right, and it gets results. So the last one is Ash. Ash came to me, all right, with a bunch of symptoms. He had really bad digestive issues. He also wasn't sleeping well, and he was chronically stressed. And yeah, there was a lot of stuff that we worked on with Ash with trauma. I should say with most people that come through, there was also a lot of work that we went into his gut, which again, that's a big area that we go into. And we did a lot of work with his life transformation as well. Like, we did a lot of work with actually getting him to look at a higher level of purpose, because he was working in a job that was, where he was chronically overworking, and it was annihilating his health. And that was a big driver to what was contributing to his health issues. And so we expanded his mind outside of that world, and we got him to discover other lines of work. And this is something he went into, and it played a huge role into his health issues getting better, along with everything that we did in protocol and in the work with here. So yeah, Ash is completely asymptomatic now. He's making an impact to other people's lives. He's involved in health communities and different things, and he's an extremely he's a massive leader, along with everyone else who comes through my programs. The leadership that comes through is incredible. Part of their self that gets expressed and developed. There is one more client that I want to talk about, and he's named Blake, and I need to add him into this. Blake is one of the most amazing men that I've worked with, and he came to me with chronic migraines, chronic gut health issues. He was chronically anxious and depressed, and he was on the verge of getting on SSRIs, which is actually something that Ash was on, and he got off in the process of working with me. He was on the verge of doing that, and he literally called me and he said, it's either I go to do this, which I know is not going to address the problem, or I actually go after the root cause. And so he was bedridden. He just couldn't do anything, and he wasn't living his life. And we did the work. We worked together for a good year, and he became asymptomatic, got his life back. And now he's started a freaking wellness community, right, through the process of me telling him to go do breath work and cold therapy and whatnot. And it started on the beach, all right, in Williamstown, in Melbourne. And he started to invite people along, because he's like, man, this really works. Like, I'm feeling a lot better when I'm doing this, and when I'm doing all these other things that Jordan is telling me. And he started to share that with others. And people started to come along. And he got through the winter months. He's only getting maybe, a small group or whatever of people coming along, but he just wanted to give, and there was no nothing else attached. And then it's now transformed into, like through the summer months after that, transformed into a massive community of people. Now he's getting like 30 to 50 people a session, and he's got this huge community that he's built, all right, just through his own transformation and him wanting to share that with others as he was getting more and more well. And now he's actually a wellness coach, all right, that's now running corporate events and all sorts of stuff, and he is making a massive difference to many lives. So this is how powerful this work is, all right? It's much, much more than just you healing, all right? Yes, that's probably the first step and main focus, but we realize that all this transformation and stuff happens through the process of going on this journey. All right, and it's not something we have to think of from the start. It just kind of happens. We fall into it, yeah? And we realize that there's certain things that we need to do to step out of and to expand into to heal. All right, just like Ash here, who had to get out of that job that wasn't serving him. All right, so when you join any of my programs, you've got a 14-day love it or leave it. All right, you know, if I'm not your flavor, you don't have to stay, but that never really happens. All right, because you start to really experience the fruits of the work and how amazing it is, and how better you're going to feel, and how much more connection you're going to have, and all the things. So that's it. Thank you for joining this call, all right, and this recording. Okay, I really can't emphasize enough how excited I am to have you come into my world. If this really relates to you, all right, feel free to reach out, send me a DM, book in a discovery call. We can go deeper, all right, into your like circumstances and to see how we can help, or how I can help, all right, you overcome these challenges. All right, so really look forward to hopefully speaking, all right, and see you soon.